What's up, guys? Trex here. Once again, we're here at the HyperX Arena, Vegas, NACT, the day before Grand Finals, and we have the most beautiful host, Liz. How are you doing today, Liz?
I'm doing great, Trex. The most handsome caster we have.
It's the duo. It's a dynamic duo, the handsome, beautiful duo.
Yes.
You've now been casting for NACT or hosting for NACT for 4 seasons?
Yes.
4 seasons?
3 seasons.
Were you here for spring last time?
Yes, I was here for spring.
Okay. You just didn't come to finals for spring,
I
right?
wasn't able to come to finals for spring. Yeah.
But you've been part of the NACT now for 3 seasons.
I've been part of the NACT for since 2021.
Way back.
Way back. But
Before
then,
it was hosficial.
Yeah, but for hosting, I've been here for, this is the 3rd season.
That was so you casted before my very first cast
yeah.
ever. And that was when you worked as a host. You were a caster.
I was caster.
With the girl with the cat paws.
Yes.
Don't go back and watch that video,
Please
guys.
Don't.
Don't go hunting for it.
Let that just disappear in history.
But you could definitely dig up some dirt on some of her early casting days. Mine were bad too. Mine were pretty rough too. My camera was horrible. I remember some of those.
He killed the show the moment he stood there, guys.
Thank you.
A natural.
So, your very first time in person was last time in LA.
Yeah.
What were some of the feelings coming into that? I know, because it's not like hosting is your side career. Like, this is your first time hosting. You have an actual job outside of this.
A 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, 9 to 5 job. So, first time probably, is that your first time ever doing anything like on stage in front of a lot of people?
I did stuff like in university and high school, but that doesn't really count as an official job or get paid for. So this is the first offline event I did last season. Yeah. And coming in, I think I was more nervous last season, but I realized that I like being on stage. I think sometimes it comes more natural than just sitting at home looking at the camera. That's not the vibe. And being on stage, being with all these lovely people, they are really professional at what they do. So I think it comes natural. When everyone else is always prepared and professional, you're just easily put to that level.
I think when I love that because when you're around people that are very hungry and are trying, when we're all all right, so how are we gonna make the show better? How are we gonna do this? You start to feed off that for sure. And it's it makes you want to do better. Yes. It makes you want to be better. And then also, I know for me, when I'm behind the camera at home, it can sometimes be hard to pull out that energy when you have the crowd, when you have people and the lights and everything. That's when it's you can, and I think you are a perfect example of someone who that either breaks you or it makes you. And I think you're a perfect example of someone, because I think, I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous the day on LA, day before live show, we were all going back to the hotel and I'm like, you need someone to practice with? Are you going to be okay? Because rehearsals, it was a little shaky.
Yeah.
What was your first time?
I'm a student that goes to an exam, half wing it, and then preparing the day beforehand. So that's how I kind of do a lot of things. So I think rehearsal, I didn't really have a lot of stuff prepared yet. So I went back the night before the show as well to really get my note cards and stuff ready for the next day and actually run through it. And once I got on the stage, everything else just came more and more so naturally.
And then once it went live, you sounded great. All my nerves are in me. And it wasn't I was nervous for the show. I was also nervous. I was like, Liz, we just want you to do good, and you got on there and you killed it, man. You killed it. You had Dave by your side also to kind of help smooth things just in case. So it was nice that your first time you had a little safety bar there.
He was a hyper.
Yeah, he was
a hype guy.
Woo!
Yeah.
And now we're back here. You fly all the way here from China. We're here at the HyperX Arena. Second time. Do you feel better this time?
Absolutely, I feel better. And also the arena is awesome, guys. The arena is super, super cool. I've heard a lot about this arena, and when you see it in live, it's actually dope. Now, with the show, this time it's going to just be me hosting. No more Dave support, just Liz. So in that sense, this is different. But I also feel mentally, I'm more prepared because I feel once I get on stage, the community is a very warming community. People are very nice in the community, and it's nice to just be here and speak to the community and interact with them. So I think I'm super excited, definitely, and I think it will be an amazing show.
Yeah, I think there's some give and take. There's some sacrifice. In LA, it was cool that we had 4 teams, but I do feel we sacrificed a little bit on production and a few things like that. And this time we're back here. It's Grand Finals. but I know it's going to be a great show. You know, like it's definitely going to be a very dope, hype show. So you've also been someone that I think immediately since you come on, you've gained fans. People like Liz. You know, you know. How do you have you had any interaction from fans, in person? Like, I think it's very weird coming and, meeting people that are like, oh, hey, fan, da, 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 like things like that, taking pictures, things like that. How has that felt for you coming into all of this?
Okay, I think last season, I was more in the state of mind where I'm more focused on what I do for the show, what I do for the content. So when I meet people, I don't really
just like,
I'm just like, okay, and then if they want to take a photo, we take a photo. But just off the production wise, if people like DM me in my Instagram and be like,
have you been getting DMs? Have you been sliding in the DMs?
A lot of people like, okay, I don't reply to any. I don't even look at a lot of the weird ones. So if you're one of those weird guys, just kindly just leave. But there are people who are super nice and just like reply to my story and be like, oh, you did great in today's show, and then I would reply to that. And some of them I would have they would reply to my story often, and I would reply to them. I would talk to them on DMs. So if you're one of those kind people who genuinely support the NACT, support Liz, then you can slide into my DMs. Yeah. But this time I'm super excited to meet people. I know this time there's 3 more people coming in, and then I think I will have more time to interact with all the fans. And we have a lot of shows prepared as well. So definitely be excited about that.
Okay, so you've been, outside of being a host and everything, you've been a fan of NACT for a while. You've followed a lot of these teams, seen as even way back, you may have not hosted in between that, but you've known about the scene. You've known these players for a long time. Outside of, being the professional, who are you a fan of? Like for me personally, a lot of fans know. Like,
what was it?
There's some BTK. I'm a little bit of a BTK fan. Just like several people have. I'm an Echo fan when it comes to Philippines. If it comes outside of casting, we have some of our. Who is there any team that you're a fan of? Any player that you're a fan of? Like if you weren't a caster, who would you be cheering for in the crowd?
Well, I was friends with a lot of the players beforehand. I knew Hoon before, and I knew like Waffle. I knew Zia. Zia was my first friend in Mobile Legends. I think I talked about it before. But if I was just a fan and not, I think a lot of people would agree. Like I like watching Hoon's streams. I think it's pretty funny. Okay. Zia's streams have gone really funny too. So if I was just from a viewer perspective and watching streams, I would like to watch Hoon and Zia stream.
Now. I love that you say Zia because Zia, for me, has been like one of the most underrated, even though for everything he's achieved, like in how he's really been a part of the international scene for NA at least a lot, and has had a huge impact just on NA, has moved to gold lane, and in my opinion, probably one of the best gold laners right now. I think, and if you're not watching Zia, tune into Zia. Quick plug on Zia channel. Like definitely a player, like whether I'm a BTK fan or this, I'm definitely a Zia fan. Like wherever he goes, it's been a pleasure watching him grow as a player, and I think he needs some more hype around this.
It's so surreal though, because I remember asking him like back in the days in 2020, I was just grinding him out. So he's the first person who helped me to like learn more about the meta and also like what pro players actually do and transition. And I remember we had a conversation before. I was like, why don't you join this team to play professional? He's like, I'm not good enough for that, and that's out of my league right now. And then
he's there.
3 years later, last year I was asking him, I was like, can you imagine us being here where we are? Like I'm the host and you're the star player of the NACT. And winning, like going to so many world tournaments. He's like, dude, I can't believe it.
It's definitely so. Yeah. Speaking of world tournaments and surreal moments, do you aspire to maybe host at an international event one day?
I think absolutely. I mean, you would too, right? I mean, he already made it somehow.
It's surreal.
He's very surreal. You made it early, actually.
Yeah.
You made it like
M4, first international. Me and Dave, first North American casters on the international stage.
So he's actually a veteran now. But for sure, I would love to host or maybe even silent host for one of the international events.
Yeah, silent.
Sure.
So can we get some? We need on those international events. We need. Hashtag let Liz host. LLH. Let Liz host. So one of the big movements that I had early on was Trex for M4. That was like a big thing.
Okay, so
We
I
had
want
everybody.
to know Trex.
Oh, we're switching it up.
How does it feel like
Just
for
like
your
the tables
first
turned on me.
table
So
turn?
aggressive.
For the first M4, like being up there and realizing, did you feel like you made it? Kind of.
So there was a moment, an exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing rehearsals for M4. I was on the desk doing rehearsals with Naisu and Eterna.
Yeah.
And all the music started, and they were like doing all the test run, and it was like the whole stadium went dark, and I could feel the bass from the music in my chest. And I look at Naisu, and we're both like smiling, and I was like, holy shit, like, yeah. I was like, and I think, yeah, I was like, I mean, I worked not to like do my homework, but I think I worked very hard to get to that spot. I spent a lot of my own money on seasons that putting up prize pools for NASL and stuff like that. Like, I risked a lot.
Yeah.
And having faith, like I really had a strong, after M3, nobody thought we were going to get an MPL or NAC, an official event. And I really felt like we just need to hang on a little bit longer. And I put a lot on the line there, and it paid off. And yeah, so,
now we have our own professional league, NACT.
Yeah, so but yeah, I think M4, there were some moments where I was like, or like when the stadium was like packed and all the RQ fans had their drums and they got their microphones. You got like a real, because like here, yes, it's cool. But when you go to those events and they're like packed like 1,000+ people, that's when you're like, okay, like this is really esports.
And now like
it gets me all jittery to start.
I mean, now you're like the season.
Yeah, now did M5.
Yeah, did M5 and in M5 because you are actually out there with international fans.
Yeah.
This time, there's when you're out with and about with so many people, there's gonna be hate and love, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who know Trex now.
Yeah. Good and bad.
Tell us about its fears.
Sure, we don't want. It's some people take it as a meme. Some people take it as a. I think for me, something that my close fans know is I will speak my mind, whether it is, not accepted by everybody, whether it is accepted by everybody. Sometimes I regret it. Sometimes, sometimes there's moments where I think it gets a little pulled out of contrast or this or that. Sometimes 3 months down the line, I'm like, why did I say that on stream? But that is part of the show, Also, I believe that this is there's a caster named Leo. He's a Filipino caster. And a lot of those guys, they're all very big into like WWE wrestling and stuff. And there's something that we have to understand that it's all entertainment value, right?
It's all the show. It's a part of showbiz.
The way I am as a caster is not the way I'm going to be in front of my fiance or daughter, like things like that. The way I'm not going to, there's a Trex is not Herbert and Herbert is not Trex, and there are don't get me wrong, I am still as genuine as possible. Like I still believe I'm very genuine, but it's a show.
Yeah.
It's a show. And we enjoy the show. And sometimes I get a little carried away with the show and we have fun and stuff, but I think we rode I got a lot of hate for the It's Fear, but we have rode the meme very hard. Now
this shirt is going on sale for $25.
NACT Grand Finals, come see us.
Come see us. Come buy this shirt. You got how many? It's limited stock.
No, you can actually buy them on the website on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and get better versions.
Definitely. Look how cool this shirt is.
All right. Well, I think we're going to cut it at that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Liz. It is always a pleasure.
Love to join. Try
the Trex Talk.
Trex Talk. Love working with Trex.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, see you on the show.